Full stop. Can't
If you've
believe
got your
I
mat
live in
set
your
and you've got your playlist, you're going to go ahead and we're going to start all at the same time. So if you walk over to your playlist and go ahead and hit that button to start the playlist, we're all going to do it at the same time. So go ahead and do that right now if you are listening to the playlist. And then come onto your mat. We're going to start today right in child's pose. So just let your knees come nice and wide to the width of your mat. Let your big toes track together and go ahead and let your head bow down. Now take a nice deep breath in, fill your chest, fill your lungs, fill your diaphragm up on the inhale, and an audible sigh out on the exhale. So bowing down in Balasana, bowing down to the earth, to stability, to your practice. Just begin to settle in. And then lift your hips and your forehead up. Walk your hands to the right side of your mat. See if you can lengthen out that left side body. All the way from your left pinky finger to your left pinky toe. See if there is a little bit more expansion you can make by allowing the ribs to expand through your breath. Lift back up, travel back off of your mat on the left side and let the right side body expand. The inhalations of your breath create space. The exhalations allow you to dive into that space you create. Now travel back to the center. You're going to tuck your toes under. Let your hips head back towards your heels. Just stretch out your feet. Now pick up your knees. Let them be parallel and round your back. Tuck your chin for a little cat. And then arch your back for a little cow. So start to move through these two poses, cat and a little cow. So it's a rounding and a hollowing and an inhaling and an arching. So it's smooth, steady cadence of your breath. Start to hear that ujjayi breath that you move in and out through your nose. And then with your toes tucked under, walk your hands right up your thighs and just lace your hands together. And you're going to circle the wrists around, just getting a little bit of mobility into those wrists and forearms for our flying action today. And then reverse that connection, side rolls of those wrists, keeping the heel of your hands together. Now pop up, hips off of your heels, hands laced, stretch up to the sky, up to the heavens, breathe in. Set your hands on top of your head. See if you can get your pinky fingers to touch on the top, the crown of your head. Rotate over to the right. Lift up nice and tall, hug your inner thighs in, and then rotate over to the left. Now come back to the center, press the arms up, tee the arms and elevate the heart. And then lace the hands behind the back, slide that Kali Mudra connection down the back side. Retract your shoulders, hug your inner thighs in, lift the heart, the sternum, the breastbone up. Now release hands to heart center, chin to chest. Pull your purpose for your practice in today. James Allen has a nice way of phrasing, as a man thinketh, so is he. So let your mind be transformed, and we can transform our lives. Let your purpose, your wish, your prayer be drawn in. Then lace your hands round your back, tuck your chin, press your arms forward. And then with that lacing, rise up to this day. Release on down with your hands. They come onto your mat. Shift your shoulders over the wrists. Dive down, chin, chest, belly, but stay down. Slip the right forearm in front of your body. Press it down. Bend the left leg. Reach back. Pull the heel into the bum. Push into the right forearm and pop your heart up. Breathe in. Let the heart lift. And then reverse and release. Left forearm down. Bend the right leg. Let the inner edge of that left leg go long. Pump and press the heel in as you lift your heart up. Now come around to Sphinx pose. So the forearms are down. You might adjust your hips a little bit and draw the forearms towards your body as you allow your heart to lift and your face to soften. Now lower your chin down, come back up. Do that again, or maybe elevate your elbows up to lift your heart into baby seal. Lower back down, chin towards the earth, and then rise back up. Sphinx, breathe in. Lower back down. Now take your hands in a fisted contortion and go ahead and rest your forehead on top of your fist. Bend both legs and just go swish, swish for little windshield wiper, but they're going towards each other. So it's in and out, swishing and opening the hips. Now you could flex your feet. You could floint your feet in between a point and a flex, or you can point your toes. But then regular windshield wipers go right, then left. Move your legs right, then left, right, then left, just like windshield wipers. And use this to wipe away anything possibly not serving you today for your practice. We're going to wipe the slate clean. Now, put your hands by your ribs, point your toes, and come into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Hips stay grounded, heart lifts up. Exhale back down. Do that again, or maybe upward facing dog where you plant your hands and come to the tops of your feet. Hands and tops of your feet. Up dog. Lower back down. This time tuck your toes under. Send your hips up and back. Take your body right into down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. You might shift around a little on this home base. It might be your first down dog of the day. Might be your first down dog ever. So you come as you are. You practice like the real you and press your heels back behind your second and third toe, really waking up the legs. Now take your hands and walk them back towards your feet and heel toe your feet further than your hips. Soften your knees, collect one hand on each bicep, and just hang in ragdoll. So ragdolls, they just kind of hang out. Ignite a little shift in your ragdoll where you're going to move the energy of your body from the right to the left. Let the crown of your head hang. Let your breath move in and out through your nose. Then hold up right in the center, just hanging like a rag doll. Breathe. Stillness. Then shake your head. Anything you're carrying, any heavy loads, any heavy thoughts, we're going to let them spill right out onto our mat. We can literally transform our lives by renewing our minds. thinking about situations in a different way, in a different light. Transform is radical change. Draw a yes back in with that knowingness that you are exactly where you belong today. That yes, there is no coincidence that you unrolled your mat. Now bring your hands to your thighs, bend your knees, push into your thighs to create cat style. Arch your back for a little cow. So you're a little in a football stance with your knees bent, your hips drawing back. Now push in for a little cat again. Now a little cow, inhaling as you arch. 2 more times. Exhale, pull the navel into the spine. Inhale, arch the back 1 last time. A little more pulling of the navel in to protect the lower back. And then inhale, rocking your heart forward. Now round the back, tuck the chin, and move your body all the way up. Slip your arms out and up overhead. Lace those hands. Thumbs forward, pinkies back. Knit your ribs in. Lift up and over to the right. A nice side bend. Now soften the elbows. Lift up and over to the left. Now release those hands, lace them behind your back, roll the shoulder heads up and back, slide your hands down, tip your gaze up to the heavens. Keep your hands laced, bend the knees, draw your sits bones back, lighten up your toes, draw your head forward. Now, pass the baby asana. Reach the arms out in front. See if you can let your ribs come between your inner thighs. Draw in, then hug your inner thighs in. Exhale, bow down. Now, keep your legs wide. Walk yourself out into down dog, but take a gripping of your mat. So you're going to physically hold the outside edges, and you're going to go into a little traction. Waistband back toward the thighs, pulling your body apart. Arms press forward, thighs press back. Should feel good. Now bring your hands back around. Still keep your legs wide. Shift into a wide-legged high plank. Exhale, take your body up and back, wide-legged down dog. Do that again. Pop the heels up, pull the belly in, shift the shoulders over the wrists, high plank, uncoil your body for that solid connection. Exhale, draw it in, up and back, down dog. One more time. Shift, wide-legged high plank. It's like an unrolling of your spine. Exhale, take it up and back. Down dog. This time shift into that wide-legged high plank and hold. Hold up. Shift both heels to the right. Spin the left arm up and take it overhead, lifting the right hip up. Come back around, left hand down, shift the heels left. Spin the right arm up and overhead, lifting the left hip. Nice long side body. Come back around, take an optional dip. Come back up, shift the heels right, left arm up and over. Gotta breathe. Bring it back around, left hand down, take another dip. Come back up, shift the heels left, right arm up and over. Now this time, right hand down, left foot comes just behind the right to access a little wild thing. Left arm comes up, bring it around, right leg slips behind your left, which will probably take you right off your mat. Open your heart up, soften your face, and breathe. Bring it back around, turn it into a regular high plank, so feet are to the width of your hips. Now, pull your navel into your spine, take it up and back, down dog. Shift forward again, high plank. This time lower all the way down, nice and slow, all the way to your mat. You could use your knees, point your toes, lift the heart up. Cobra, maybe you're interested in up dog. Exhale, take it up and back, down dog. Hold up in your down dog. Breathe. Stay right here. Stay right here. Shift into high plank. So I'm going to tell you a little story while you're in high plank and hold. So I heard this story the other day about a farmer putting a seed, a pumpkin seed, in a jar, and then literally he forgot about it. And as time passed and it was time for the pumpkin to continue to grow, take it up and back down dog. He came back to that jar and found that the pumpkin had grown the exact shape of the jar. Shift back into high plank. Whereas all the other pumpkins that were out in the pumpkin patch were free to grow super large, super colorful, super vibrant, push up and back. They didn't have any limits. Where the pumpkin seed that was in the jar was squished in. It didn't grow very big. It was a little bit of a runt of the litter. Shift back to high plank and hold. Shift your heels right. Pick the left arm up. Breathe in and left arm up and over. Breathe out. Come back around. So what we would like to do is take those limits. Shift the heels left. Right arm lifts. Right arm up and over. Take the limits. Take the lid off. We cannot outperform our own self-image. Shift forward in high plank. Lower down chaturanga. Come back up. Take your body back to downward facing dog. Now in your down dog, walk your hands back to your feet. Back to your feet. Your feet are at the width of your hips. We're going to pull the toes up, bend the knees, and just hang out. Now, plant your feet, finger pads plant, pop your heels up, shift forward. Rock back, draw back, pull the toes up, balance, breathe. Maybe you balance so much that you lift one arm up. Maybe you lift up another arm. Then finger pads down, pop the heels up, draw the navel into the spine, shift, shoulders over the wrists. Now lower your heels down, move your hands out and plant them down. So you are in a short little down dog. Pop your heels up, breathe in, soften your knees, hop your feet to your hands, little baby hops. Walk the hands forward, pop the heels up, rock back, and then lift up for a little fly, feet to hands. One more time. Rock forward, pop the heels up, shift back, and then inhale, lift. Now you're at the top of your mat. Inhale and lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold, rise up, stand tall, lace those hands inside out, stay with it, lift up tall, set your hands on your head. Rotate over to the right. Pull the left hip back. Come back to the center. Hands on head. Rotate to the left. Come back. Let your hands slip into your back pockets. Draw your elbows together. Elevate your heart up, knowing that those seeds are going to harvest. And if you plant them in an area, in an area that can grow, by cultivating, by nurturing, by just letting there be no boundaries on what you think. Step or float back, take your body through Vinyasa. No boundaries on what you think. Because whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Your voice. Most important voice you'll hear all day. It takes you to a higher level of life. Now, take a sneak peek at your hands. Our hands are to the width of our shoulders. Index finger or middle finger pointing toward the front of the house. Grip the pads of your fingers. Walk your feet in a little. Bring them together. Pop your heels up. Breathe in. On the out breath, send your hips to your heels. Step, float, fly, feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale and lengthen. Move the breath. Bow down and fold. Root to rise up. Stand tall. Breathe in. Exhale. Bow down. Breathe out. Vinyasa flow. Inhale and lengthen. Step or float it back. Take it through. Vinyasa. Don't be stuffed in a jar. You are who you are because of how you think. So today we're going to transform that thinking. Meet back in that short little down dog. Now take your time before you go anywhere. Think light thoughts. Think good things. Focus on things that are pure, that are true, that are real, that serve you and others. Now pop your heels up, breathe in, look where you're going. Bend your knees, hop, float, fly, feet to your hands at the top of your mat. We're moving through Surya Namaskara A. Lower down to fold, rise up, stretch your arms out and up, stand tall, breathe in. Exhale, cascade down, breathe out. Inhale and lengthen, step or float your body back, take it through Vinyasa. Breathing in and breathing out as you meet back in down dog. Now, one more round, your style. Don't go yet. If you're a handstander, you can pop up using your hands to grip the mat, using more press action than momentum by elevating your hips over your shoulders and your navel into your spine. Lift your heels up all together. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out, hips to heels. Hop, float, fly, feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Rise up, breathe in, stretch high to the sky. Exhale, dive back down. Vinyasa, your flow, your style, your choice. Kick it up, take it out. You choose. Meet back in down dog. Beautiful. Now let your right leg lift, turn open at your hip. Bend the knee, flex the foot, spread the toes. Pull the right knee to the right tricep way up high. Lower it down to the right wrist. Windshield wipe it to the left wrist. Pull it in and up to the left tricep. Send it up and back, turn open at the hip. Stay or flip inside out. Wild thing. Right arm up and over or stay in three-legged down dog. Bring it around. Weave the right knee underneath. Shoot it out. Fall your triangle. Spin the left heel down. Bring the left arm up and overhead. Stay with it. Breathe. Now left hand down, pull the right knee in, pop the hips up high. Look where you're going, line the heels up. Virabhadrasana 1, levitate your arms up. Press into warrior 2, breathe out. Flip that right palm, peaceful. Pinwheel your hands down, let it go, let it flow. You choose the exit. Dive, maybe a little spirit diving. You choose the flow. Maybe you want to take the flow out and just meet back in down dog. Breathe. Lift that left leg up. Turn open at the hip. Bend the knee, flex the foot, spread the toes. Use your breath. Left knee, left tricep. Tap it way up high. Lower it down to the wrist. Windshield wipe it to the right. Pull it in and up. Stretch it up and back. Turn open at the hip. Now, option to stay right here. If you're going to stay, pull that right hip back. If you're going to flip, get your weight right shoulder over the wrist, left foot behind the right. Right pinky edge of your foot goes long. Heart lifts up. Breathe. Left arm up. Bring it around. Weave the left knee underneath. Shoot it out. No rush. fall or float your triangle. Right arm lifts up and overhead. Lengthen out that right side body. Now, right hand down. Pull the left knee right into the forehead. Step it up for Virabhadrasana 1. Line your heels up. Rise your arms up. Pull the left hip back. Open up Virabhadrasana 2. Flip that left palm for a little peace. Pinwheel your hands down like a windmill. Square your hips up. You choose the exit. Move through that flow. You dive, you take it out, you kick it up, move and meet back in down dog. Right leg lifts, turn open at the hip. Step it up, Virabhadrasana 1. One breath, one move. Inhale on the rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Flip the right palm, peace. Keep the right shin heading forward. Pinwheel your hands down. Let it go. Let it flow. You choose the exit. If you're into handstanding, go ahead and lift up. If you want to take it out, you can transform your life by changing the way you think. Renewing your mind. Left leg lifts. Don't be stuffed in a jar. Step it up. Warrior 1. Rise up. Breathe in. Take the limits off your mind. Open up warrior 2. Imagine. Start to use your imagination. Arc up and back. Pinwheel your hands down. Let it go. Let it flow. You choose that exit. If you're a handstander, always know you can lift up, catch a little hang time, and then move through. I'll meet back in down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet at the back of your mat. Slip your peace fingers right on your big toes. Now, if you need to heel toe your feet further apart, go ahead and do so. Pop the heart up. Breathe in. Pull the big toes up. Exhale. Sneak the elbows in. Pull yourself together and dive down. Now, shake your head out. We can't always control the thoughts that come in. But what we can do is control how long they stay. So pick your heart up, breathe in. Let the good thoughts stay. Cultivate the good ones. Bow back down and fold. Now, release the big toes. Lace your hands behind your back. Slide the hands down the backside. Bend the knees. Pop the toes up. Draw the hips back. Lift the hands off the back body. Ribs right into the bent legs as you breathe. Super strong. Now, release your hands down. Go ahead and heel toe your feet all the way together at the back of your mat. Rise up. Urdhva Hastasana. Stand tall. Take that left hand forward, right hand back. Slip the right hand into your imaginary back pocket. Arc up and back. Some people really have hip pockets, back pockets in their yoga gear. Rise up, breathe in, stand tall. Right hand forward, left hand back. Stay with it. Left hand in back pocket. Arc up and back. Open up your heart, your chest to this day. Exhale, collect your hands, bow down and fold. Walk your hands out to a high plank pose. Now your feet are together. Shift. Right heel to the right, left leg stacks on top, side plank pose. Left arm up and over. Stay and breathe. Now come back around high plank, dip down, chaturanga. Come back up, shift the heels left, stack the right foot on top. Now you could always use it as a kickstand if that serves you a little better. You choose, you decide. Bring it back around high plank. Lower your body all the way down to planet Earth. Slide your heart through. Lift it up. Breathe in. Exhale, take your body up and back. Breathe out. Now let's move on. Right leg lifts, turn open at the hip. Step it up, Virabhadrasana 1. Line up the heels. Spin the left heel down on a 45-degree angle. Arms lift up. Press into 2. Flip that right palm peaceful. Now, pinwheel the hands around. Left hand forward, right hand back, left heel lifts. Look over the left index finger, right hand behind the left. Arc up and back. Ring it out in the twist. Left upper arm on the outside of that right front thigh. Maybe you open high to low. Now, bring it around, stay low. Jiva lunge, back of your mat, toes on the diagonal. Pull up on those right toes. Let your heart lift. Now you might stay here. You might create a little kickstand. You might even want to bind, but breathe. This is the pose of light and love. Now come back to the top of your mat. Kind of frame that right leg. Pop the left leg up. L shape. Now hold. Now practice hanging on to the right ankle with both hands. Balance and breathe. Now plant your hands down and you might have to hop the right foot back. Pop the right heel up, look back at the left foot. It's either flexed, you could point it, or you're going to floin it. Now you're going to lift up off the right leg, pull the right heel in. Try it a couple of times. You might do a little stag. You might point your toes, but you choose the style. But use your stability to draw in and up. And then when you're ready, take it through Vinyasa. Inhale up. Exhale, take it up and back. Down dog it. Hold. Hold all meet back in down dog. That home base, if you need to adjust your dog, take it for a little walk, go ahead. I may have walked Buddy Sherman a little too much in the pandemic. She doesn't even want to go anymore. She is definitely in revolt. She sits and I have to pull her on her leash and slide. You know what I tell her? She could change her life by changing the way she thinks. It could be a little more fun than she thinks it could. By changing her mind about those walks, they could be so good for her. Left leg lifts, turn open at the hip. Knee to nose, step it up, come on up, rise up. Virabhadrasana 1, stay with it. Press into 2. Flip that left palm piece. Pinwheel the left hand back, right hand forward, pop the right heel up. Breathe and hold. Arc it up and back. Arc it up and back. Exalt it. You've got it. Hold it. Twist. Spin it out. Right upper arm on the outside of that left front thigh. Pop that back heel up and breathe. In and out through your nose. Now, maybe open up high to low. Maybe you're a binder. This could be the place for you. Left knee tracks over toe 2 and 3. Right heel is over the ball of your foot. Now, low and slow. Come up and around. Jiva lunge, back of your mat. Right toes on the diagonal. Left toes might come up. You may choose to kickstand, possibly bind. You choose, you decide, but open that left inner hip. Now, travel back. You can use your hands to kind of frame the left leg. A little Tai Chi action. Float the right inner thigh up. L shape. Now, either point the right toes, flex them, or floint them, and then practice balance. Now, you could start by balancing on the left leg with both of your hands reaching toward it. So you can't teach balance because you already have it. But we can practice balance, our own balance. Now, let your hands plant down. We're going to do some little lift ups with that left heel drawing in. Right leg lifting up, left heel drawing in, maybe catching a little hang time. And then after 3, take your body through that flow, that vinyasa flow. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, this time back, child's pose. Take your hands and sweep them alongside your body, palms up, head down. Lace your hands behind your back. This is a little thank God asana. Breathe. Now rise your hips up on the crown of your head. Let your shoulders rinse up and over. Breathe. Release that connection. Hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up. Tuck your toes under. Pop your hips back. Heels together. Draw your big toes together. Now, maybe you lift your hands to heart center. So heels are drawing in. You're popping up on the balls of your feet. Knees go wide. Then take your hands to the insides of your thighs. Breathe and hold. Breathe and hold. Now, finger pads down. We've been here. Pop the heels up. Bow down. Lower the heels down. Pop the toes up. Rock back. Hold. Now this time, walk your hands out. Pop your heels up. Bend your knees. Hop your feet to your hands. Do it again. Pop the heels up. Move the hands forward. Bend the knees. Maybe hop up, feet to hands. Last time, here we go. Hands forward. Pop the heels up. Breathe in. Bend the knees. And hop up, top of your mat, feet to hands. This time, bring your feet together. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Root to rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Rise back up. Breathe in. Stay standing. Collect your hands at heart center. Pause and reconnect to your purpose. Close your eyes and draw it in. Know that you can transform your life by changing the way you think. Find balance. Be living a life of balance. Not being stuffed in a jar with the lid on, but be a pumpkin that can grow in the patch. Free with that nurturing, with that caring and that tendering that the farmer does. To let each pumpkin be its own masterpiece. Open up your eyes. Right leg lifts. Breathe and hold. Now go ahead and take your left hand to your left hip. Peace fingers on the right big toe or the right shin. Stand into it. Left arm lifts. Open it up on the diagonal. Let the left arm travel to the left. Now pull it into Vrikshasana, tree pose. Sole of right foot to left inner thigh. Hands to heart center. Lace your hands behind your back with that steeple Kali Mudra style. Retract your shoulders. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, lift the head. Now pull it in. Contract. You're pulling the right leg in. Heel to bum, left leg bends. Dive down. Let your hands lift off your back body. Now release the right leg back. Let it land. Spin the left arm up. Now you're going to reach down and maybe catch the peace fingers on the left big foot. Look at your right foot. Bring it to the outer edge. Maybe you come to a side plank Vrikshasana style. Maybe you lift that left leg up to the sky. Breathe in. Even look up. Stand on the heavens. Breathe. Flip it. Left foot behind the right. Bring it around. Three-legged Chaturanga. Left leg joins the right. Rise up, heart lifts, shoulders retract. Exhale, up and back. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet in toward your hands and your hands toward your feet. Make it a short down dog. Shorten it up, breathe, hold. Now pop your heels up. Bend your knees, hop, float, fly. Feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Breathe it in. Now once you get to the top, take a halfway lift. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Rise up. Stretch high to the sky. Breathe that stability in. Hands to heart center. Balance. Lift the left leg up. Crane. Right hand, right hip, left peace fingers, maybe on the left big toe. Maybe you prefer the shin. Okay, now kick out that left leg. Breathe in. Right arm's going to lift. Now open it up. We get what we give. Breathe and hold. Now maybe pull the sole of that left foot in. You might even carry it if you can get the heel higher than the toes, higher than the knee. Stable in your tree. Lace your hands. Slide them down the backside. Give your shoulders a retract. Lift your heart up. If you come out, no worries. Now, hug the left leg in. Stretch the left leg back. You're moving into that praying mantis. Lift your hands off the back body. Step it back. Modified revolve lunge. Now you choose your style of side plank. If you want to take your peace fingers on the big toe, you're coming to the outer edge of the bottom left foot, right in the center of your mat. Your shoulder is stacked over the left wrist. Pull the knee in. Maybe you stand right on up. Breathe. Then flip it if you want to. Open it up. Renew your mind and bring it around. Bring it around. Now step that right leg forward and let the left leg join. Rise up, breathe in. Stand tall. Lace your hands behind your back. Don't be stuffed in that jar. Slide the hands back. Pop the heart up. Bend the knees. Slide the hands back, ribs to thighs. You are who you are because of how you think. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Shake out any thinking not serving you. And then go ahead and drop your hips down. We're going to go ahead and just come in to a comfortable seat. We're going to do a little Janu Shirshasana. Right leg long, left sole of foot to the inner thigh. Pull the right forearm down. Left arm up and over. Breathe. Now go ahead and plant that left hand. Right arm lifts. Sweep up and create an opening. Breathe. Now come back. Slow you go. Transition. Take the sole of the right foot to the left inner thigh. Sneak that left forearm down. Spin the right arm up and overhead. Breathe. Now lift up into this day. Plant that right hand. Rise up on the right shin. Open up your heart. Breathe. Now come back down. Land in just a comfortable, easy seat. Hands slip beneath your kneecaps and just roll around. Just take a little roll. Yeah, roll around. And then reverse it. Reverse in the opposite direction. And then take your arms. Offer them out and up on the breath in. Take a twist on the breath out. Sit up tall. Do that again. Sweep the arms out and up. Look up. Things are looking up. Open up, twist. Left hand on the outside of the right thigh. James Allen said it well. So as a man thinketh, so is he. So gather in those good thoughts. Use your imagination. Don't be in a jar. Don't be stuffed in a jar to put limits and lids on your practice, both on and off the mat. Pull your hands into heart center, chin to chest, and we're going to finish off all together with one Om to home. Sip your breath in. Now go on out today and be a blessing. Whew, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I see we have Richard on the line today. I'm going to go ahead and grab a hold of little Miss Buddy Sherman. We got Richard, we got Jan. You guys were rocking it. Jillian. We have got Jillian in the house, and Grace. Oh, Grace, is Benson with you? That's what I want to know. So listen, I hope you have a never better weekend. I'll be back on Sunday at 8 a.m. And I love you and thank you for joining me today. We got Deborah here too. Oh, you guys are such blessings to me in my life, and I hope you feel better than when you unrolled your mat today. Okay, buddy, let's see if you'll do anything for your yogi friends. Let's see if you can get Benson to do a little up dog. Yes. Now hold. Yes, hold. Benson, Grace, did you get Benson to do it? Sally, Denise, Dan, Don. Good to see you guys. From my heart to yours. I'll see you back on your mat Sunday morning.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts.